This video is about the 3 ways your business is leaving money on the table and what you can do about it to get that money back in your pocket, back in your business, increase your sales and increase your earnings. Well, my name's Kevin Murray, founder of Energize Your Business Programs, and I'll be guiding you through this conversation here. Please download the form that goes along with this, because then you can fill in your business information, and this will make a whole lot more sense to see, in not just in a general way, but specifically in your business, what kind of money you're leaving on the table. So that'll give you some juice and some excitement to clean it up, to do the little things that you need to do to get the money back. So a couple pieces of good news that go along with this. One, this isn't about making you work harder to get the results. It's just working at the level of intensity you're working, but you bring more intentionality to it. You add some tools and some focus to create better results for the amount of time you're putting in. So you don't have to put in more time to see a dramatic improvement in your sales and your earnings. The second thing to know is that most of your competitors aren't doing this stuff either. So this is one of the most exciting workshop pieces that I've been doing with my clients for years. I love the aha moment when people get done with this. So hopefully you've paused the video and you've got the worksheet in front of you. If you don't, please do that, and we're going to dig in and start looking at the different pieces. So the 3 components that we're going to be focusing on are the quality and the quantity of leads you get in front of. It could also be the quality and the quantity of proposals that you're putting together. So we're really looking for the shots you get to take, not just a click on your website or impressions on your website. This is people that you've had a chance to talk to, and perhaps it's people that you're putting proposals in front of. So that's up for you to define for your business, but we're really looking for the number of opportunities that you're generating. That's the first piece. The second piece is the percentage of those that you convert to paying clients. So if you do 10 proposals and 3 of them close on average over a year, you're closing 30%. So we want to look at your conversion percentage of sales into paying clients. That's the second piece. And the third piece is your average earnings or your average revenue. Again, there's different ways to look at it, but your average revenue per client, and over maybe a yearly period, there's going to be some bigger ones, there's going to be some smaller ones, but we want to come up with an average number. And when you take those 3 things together and you multiply them out, that's going to generate a number which should be roughly equal to your earnings or your sales in a baseline year. So that's the number we're going to start with. So I've got some numbers that I'll use that'll help demonstrate the concept. Again, what's going to be most valuable for you is to use your own numbers. So here we go. We're going to start off with 100 opportunities, and we're going to say that you close at 30%. So every 3 out of 10 you're turning into a paying client. So that's going to generate 30 sales for that baseline year. We're going to assume your average profit or your earnings per sale is $10,000. So you multiply out 30 sales at $10,000. That's $300,000. That's your baseline profit. It could be your earnings, could be revenue. You'll decide what you want to measure. Now what we want to do is goose the percentage of each of these by just a little bit. A lot of times when I do this with people, they'll say, oh, if I had better partner programs and referral programs and testimonial programs and some digital marketing, I could grow that by 25, 30, 50%. We could double the number of proposals. That's great, but I like being really conservative, and the math is still very compelling. So let's use 15% growth. So that means if you're already doing stuff in your business that's going to bring in 100 opportunities, we're talking 15 more in a year. That's about 1 a month. So that's not a huge leap to get there. And there's a whole bunch of things we can do to get there, and I can show you what those are. The second piece is we're going to improve your closing percentage by 15%. So that doesn't mean we're going from 30 to 45. We're going to 30, 15% better than that is 34.5. So again, not a big difference. We're going to improve the closing percentage to 34.5%. So that means instead of 30 out of 100, you're closing 34 out of 100. And we do that by developing better presentation tools, better, by attracting better quality clients, by having better introductions made to us. There's a whole bunch of things we can do in terms of our presentation, our terms and conditions, warranties. There's a lot of things we can do to improve the closing percentage. So if we take 15% more of our opportunities, we're up to 115. If we improve our closing rate to 34.5%, we multiply that out, we get 39 point something. Let's just round up to 40 new customers. So we've made little changes. Now we got 10 new projects or 10 sales or 10 new clients. Now if we can take our average profit and earnings per client and increase that by 15%, and we can do that with bundling other programs, other products, other services. You can offer extended warranties. Maybe you bring them another company's package and you earn a finder's fee on that. There's a lot of things you can do to increase your earnings. A lot of clients, it might just be raising your rates a little bit too. So by learning how to bundle and bring more value to your customers or introduce other people, and there's a lot of things you can do in this category, we're increasing our average profit or earnings per sale from $10,000 to just $11,500. Now when you multiply that by the 40 new clients, you get $460,000, so that's your new profit in this first period of time that you're trying these things out. So the differential there, it's $160,000, so that's what goes in that box. That's a big chunk of extra profit by just doing a little bit better here. It's actually 53% more. You're increasing your earnings by 53% by increasing a couple little things by just 15%. Now, let's say we do the same thing in the second period. Now, the period could be a year, but for some people, you might want to accelerate that and have the first period be 6 months and the second period be 6 months, and you get rapid accelerated growth doing it that way. So a period could be a year. Let's just assume that, and you can accelerate it if you want. So in the second year, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to increase our opportunities by another 15%. That gets us up to 132. We're going to increase our closing percentage by another 15%. That gets us up to 40%. Multiply those two, and now we got 52 new sales, new accounts, new projects, whatever we're counting. And if we learn to add another 15% of earnings on top of our per project average, we're up to $13,225. So we multiply that times the 52, and we get $687,700 in total profits. So that's an extra profit versus our baseline year of $387,000. You add these two together, and we're at $547,000 of extra profit that you could be earning in 2 years by building your business in little bits in these different components. So for most folks at this point, when they see these numbers, the question isn't, do I want to work smarter? Do I want to have more earnings without working a whole lot more? It's like, absolutely, I want to do that. How do I do that? Well, I've got a whole bunch of techniques in each of these categories that I'd love to share with you. So I'd love you to be in touch. I'll actually offer you a complimentary session to talk about how we do this in your business. All I want you to do is do the drill with this and send me a scan or a copy of the worksheet to see what you're leaving on the table, and then we'll have a conversation to see how you put that back in your pocket. Thanks.